The opinions expressed in the video you are about to see are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
As a professional captain, I expect a certain amount of controllability out of my engines, and with technology today, it needs to be digital if you're going to get anywhere. Today, we're going to take a look at the digital controls from Evinrude and see how they've done. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. Let's start by taking a look at the single-engine digital control module. First thing I expect is that I'll be able to have throttle-only capability, and with this, it's the touch of a button. N for neutral. Once you touch it, you're in neutral. You can rev the engine. No more pushing a button on the side. Another nice feature is to be able to make incremental changes in your speed. And to do that on this control, you put it into gear, get it at the speed you want. Now you're coming up on a boat, you want to make a little bit more of an increase in speed, just give the RPM plus button a touch, or RPM minus to slow yourself down. Each button push will give you about a 50 RPM change in speed, and you can do it 5 up and 5 down. Then it's time to reset the throttle, and now you can go 5 up and 5 down again. 50 RPMs for each button push. Engine controls also aren't always mounted on the horizontal. Sometimes they're at a 45 and you'll have a hard time finding which gear you're in or if you're even in neutral. With this, there are indicator lights to show you whether you're in forward, neutral, or reverse. When your boat starts bouncing around, you need a better feel of how the throttle is going to be working. There's a tension adjust on this screw right here. By tightening it, you can just add a little bit of a tension so you're not bouncing the throttle all over the place. And again, you're only adjusting this lever. It's still fly-by-wire. And let's not forget, we still have trim adjust on the outside of the control. Now let's take a look at the twin-engine application. There are a couple of differences in this. You still have your trim adjust, which will be collective for both engines. Individually, you can trim your port and starboard engine with these buttons. Now, if you have more than 2 engines, if you're into trips or quads, these 2 controls will be relegated to the dash, and now you can move each individual engine. Now we need to worry about engine sync. Just push the button, and you only have 1 control, the port control. Starboard is useless. Why is the port one the master? Because you still have the trim control on it. To get it out of sync, bring the 2 controls together, push it off, and now you have individual controls of both engines. Just as with the single lever control, you still have the indicator for what gear you're in, RPM adjust, and tension adjust. Of course, the underlying benefit of having fly-by-wire controls is there are no more mechanical connections between the engine controls and the engine itself. Everything plugs into a module, and then you have different functions coming off of that, whether it be your eye command gauges, tilt, trim gauges, all your functions go right into these modules.
That's our look at the digital control systems from Evinrude. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.